Hello everyone and welcome back to Around Our World in 80. Yay, hi! So as you are watching this, we're running around Disney World. Yay! So we thought we would just do this episode. We're not actually doing a Disney movie this week, but we're actually talking about something that we watch on a daily basis because this one loves it. We're talking about the Mickey Mouse short cartoons. Reagan has just fallen in love with them and watched them over and over and over again, and therefore we have pretty much memorized the script of most of them. And we quote them as we go throughout the day. So we thought we'd talk about our top 5 Mickey shorts per person, so we kind of have like a top 10.
Fair enough.
Ta-da!
Did you repeat any?
No, actually. We did not repeat any. Alright, so what's the first one on your favorites?
So, I think my favorite line from all of these is from Fancy Gentleman.
Yes.
Where she's picturing Mickey as a real fancy guy as he's drinking her milk out of her fridge straight from the carton or whatever. And he's like all unkempt and stuff, but she pictures him as a real fancy guy, and he goes, "How old is this milk?" Yeah, it's
so funny.
It's so funny.
My favorites is Birthday Song, and it's where Minnie Mouse is writing Mickey Mouse a birthday song for his birthday, and she crumples up the paper for a particular reason, and all the music notes go everywhere, and so she has to go get all the music notes back while dodging people at the party. And of course I love the song at the end, so that one's one of my favorites.
Next on my favorite list is Captain Donald. It's just really funny, especially when he is trying to pedal and then the shark shows up and takes off.
Yeah.
And Mickey is almost sucked off the boat because they're going so fast. It's like, woo, that a boy, Donald.
I love how
really
Daisy's
funny.
just like, I just love a man in uniform.
Yeah. See, I told you he's the best sailor. No, what you said was that if he keeps up with the lies and the tantrums, he can go fly a kite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the best sailor.
And he's the best sailor, yeah. Now, one of my other favorites, we've actually mentioned on the blog before, it's Touchdown and Out. There's one particular part in that where Mickey gives this really inspirational speech that's
Not really, but
very cliche. But he just talks about how football is not just a sport, it's something more.
it's played with your feet.
It's
Football game of passion. Played with your heart. It's a brand new one, but I like this one a lot. It's the Amore Motore.
Amore Motore.
Amore Motore.
Scooter Love.
Yeah, Scooter Love, the Italian set Mickey short with his Scooter falling in love with Minnie's Scooter. It's pretty funny.
It's really good. Reagan particularly likes that one because they only talk in beeps, and she thinks that's hilarious.
And the music is really catchy.
It's very catchy. The next one that I really like has more to do with the fact that it's Hawaiian, but Mickey Mouse is trying to finish his Hawaiian melody, and they go on a fantastic journey across Hawaii to try to find the other half of his melody. That was really good.
And then I Shipped Out because it's all the cliche things from going on a cruise.
Yeah. Our favorite line on that one is, "They're killing us with fun." Alright, so my next one that I really, really love is Potato Land. Goofy convinces Mickey and Donald to take him out to Potato Land, which he thinks is an amusement park, but it's actually just the welcome sign to the state of Idaho. And so Mickey and Donald stay up all night and build a potato land out of potatoes, and it is kind of a play off of Disneyland because they basically recreate Disneyland out of potatoes. And I personally, just loving the history of Disneyland, think that's really funny, and it cracks me up every time.
And then lastly, I like Three-Legged Race.
It's so good.
Again, most of my favorites are from one-liners.
Yeah.
And my favorite part is when Mickey is talking about it. But Pete, you're the biggest cheater of all.
He
says, I wouldn't dream of cheating. He goes, I knew, hot dog, I knew. There was good in you or something like that. Everyone was wrong about you. And then he starts naming off all the police, Mounties, Interpol, FBI, CIA.
Well, then he starts talking about Fish and Wildlife Service,
Yeah, all
Ranger
these
Service.
different government agencies and all my friends.
It's so good.
It's really funny.
And then my probably top favorite, mostly because it has to do with Disney history, is Rainbow Caverns. If you know the history of Disneyland, there actually used to be a Rainbow Caverns amusement ride. And they shut it down and repurposed that area to build Thunder Mountain at Disneyland. And so at the very beginning of that, Mickey's got a map to Disneyland and he's trying to find the Rainbow Caverns, and he pulls the map down and you see Thunder Mountain. And he goes, "Look at that, somebody put a big thundering mountain on top of it. It must be inside." So that part just is really funny to me, and it's a clever nod to the history of Disney, and I really appreciate that. So last thing before I think you need to go hang out with our child so she doesn't get into trouble.
Burn the house down.
What has been the best part of this countdown in your opinion?
It's been an easy something to look forward to do as a family every week that we kind of had planned out a long time in advance.
Yeah.
So it wasn't getting to that night where we have time together and going, "Oh, what do you want to do? I don't know, what do you want to do?"
Definitely. I think that
it prioritized time.
I think that, you know, there were some parts of it where we were like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta do this thing."
Uh-oh.
But somebody's got the tripod.
Tyrannosaurus Ray is coming.
I just love the fact that we knew when we had a kid it was going to be pretty difficult to like get out and do things, and this forced us to really challenge ourselves to make sure that we made that a priority. And I really think that we grew a lot as a family through doing these different things, and we found some things that we ended up loving that we never would have thought, like archery and doing the Renaissance Festival and stuff like that. So that's why I loved it. And I think Dad's gonna take Ray and for the rest of the video, and it's just gonna be me. Okay, so I'm kind of like all over the place because we've been doing a lot this week. But I wanted to talk about our family activity this week has basically just been packing for Disney. And so I thought it would be really helpful for some of you guys to just hear what we as a family pack for our Disney trips that may not be the typical things you may think about. I mean, you gotta obviously pack things like strollers, you gotta pack clothes, you gotta pack baby food, like those are really important things that you would need on any trip. But I thought I would talk about things that you might bring specifically for Disney that you may not think about. So the first thing I'm actually going to talk about is not necessarily a thing to pack, but a thing to do so you don't have to pack it. We use DVC because we have a ginormous party going together, and our DVC room is actually going to have a kitchen in it. And so we opted to order groceries. Now, you don't necessarily have to just order groceries. We order from Garden Grocer, and they go to a local Publix and buy the things that you need. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's extremely convenient, and it's really nice to not have to pack all of those things with you. It just gets delivered to your hotel. Some things that we specifically ordered, we ordered baby food, we ordered diapers, we ordered formula, and so those are things that I don't have to pack now that do take up a lot of space in our suitcase. So that's been a really, really helpful thing while we've been packing, and something that I don't have to stress out about. Now, one thing that you gotta know about Florida is it is humid, and it pretty much is guaranteed to rain almost every single day. So you may not be used to the rain and may not have the appropriate rain gear. We've been burned by Disney in the past because it started raining and we didn't have our rain gear. So we have our lovely Mickey ponchos from like 2014. We end up just bringing them every single year. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to bring a poncho than an umbrella, because it packs down really flat, and so I can put it in my backpack or in the stroller, and it doesn't take up a lot of space while I'm in the parks. And it's much easier to move around the parks with a poncho on than not. The other thing that I would do is, not only do you need to have a good pair of shoes because the parks are ginormous and you're going to be walking a lot, but I would actually bring 2 good pairs of shoes, because if you do get caught in a rainstorm, your shoes are probably not going to dry by the following day. So having an extra pair of shoes to use the following day that are dry are gonna make your experience a lot better. The other thing that I did specifically for the baby when it came to rain gear, I bought a rain fly basically for her pocket stroller. I would link to Amazon on that in case that you want to use it. They have other styles that are good for other strollers as well, and maybe that's something that you guys want to look into. One thing that really always bothers me is whenever we're in the parks and it starts raining, I feel like I have to find shelter because I don't want the baby to get wet. And if you have your ponchos and your stroller cover, you can still move in the park and get things done and feel like you're not wasting time trying not to get wet. The next thing I'm going to talk about is really important, and it's an external battery. If you think you're on your phone a lot right now, you're going to be on your phone even more probably in the parks. And it's not because you're checking Facebook or Instagram, like you might be posting a lot of photos from your trips, but you're actually going to be using the My Disney Experience app a lot, and then even more so with the Disney Parks Play app. And so your phone is probably not going to make it through the day when it comes to battery charge. I have loved this thing. It charges my phone sometimes up to 8 times. If I have my iPad, it charges that a couple times, and my phone like 4 times. I really like this one because it has 3 ports, so I can charge my phone and 2 other people's phones. Like my dad has an Android, so I have an Android specific amp plug. It is a little bit heavy, but it has saved me so many times. So I'll link this to Amazon too. I actually found this one through the Disney Tourist blog. If you guys haven't seen their stuff, you can check their stuff out. The next thing I pack has to do with the fact that you are going to be walking a lot. And if you're not used to walking that much, something you may experience is chafing. Yay! So if that's something that you end up experiencing, I actually really like this. This is something that I use for running. It's just anti-chafe balm. You can use Vaseline, but it just seems a little gooey, and I really don't want to deal with that. This stuff, it goes on kind of like deodorant, and it's not sticky or gooey, and it helps to make sure that you don't chafe when you're putting those miles in the parks. So this is really easy too. I got a link on Amazon, and it's relatively cheap, and it really works. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about has to do with the heat, because even though it is November, we're going to be probably experiencing 80-degree weather, sometimes in the upper 80s. So if you're from the north or somewhere where you're not used to those kinds of temperatures, the heat may be a factor for you. So definitely suggest bringing a water bottle, and specifically a water bottle where you can like attach it to something. I usually bring a carabiner with me, and I attach this to the outside of my backpacks for easy access. You can refill it throughout the park at the different water stations, and it's just really important to stay hydrated. I had one time where I didn't stay hydrated and I had to go sit in a gift shop and cool off, and it wasn't fun. Nobody wants to do that. So hydrate, bring a water bottle. It's worth bringing it around with you in the parks. The other thing that I find that really helps, this is a Dr. Cool towel, and you just get these wet, and then you wring it out so that it's not dripping on you, and you're like supposed to snap it kind of like this. I don't know if the snapping actually does anything, but that's what the instructions say. And then you can wrap it around your neck to help cool yourself off. This one's big enough where you can kind of use it like a head scarf. But these actually really do work, and they help with the evaporation, cooling your body off so that you do not get as hot. I know there's a lot of off-brands, and I've used some of the off-brands, and they work as well, but the Dr. Cool towel definitely works the best in my opinion. Okay, so those are some Disney-specific things that you guys might want to think about when you are packing for your Disney trip. If you are interested in more information about packing for a Disney trip, we're not going to be doing the Disney Countdown blog as much anymore. We might do it maybe once a month, and then we're going to obviously bring you videos from our trip over the next few weeks. but I'm going to actually be producing a series for the travel agency called The Magic for Less. And we're going to be talking about everything Disney from a very basic standpoint. So if you have no clue about Disney, don't even know where to start, this is going to be a really great series for you guys. So I highly suggest you actually go to the blog, The Mouse for Less YouTube channel, and you subscribe there. And we're aiming for our stuff to come out by the beginning of the year. And we're going to go over just kind of an overview of the parks. We're going to go over magic bands. We're going to go over my Disney experience. We're going to go over everything, tickets, when to go, hotels. It's hopefully going to be a step-by-step thing where you guys can use it for planning your own Disney vacations. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I would head over there, and we'll see you guys in a couple months. As far as this channel goes, we're going to be bringing you Disney stuff, so go to our Instagram. We're going to be posting a lot on our Instagram from our travels, and you can keep up with us that way. And then we're going to be bringing all sorts of video stuff to you guys over the next few weeks. And then I think we have something for Wreck-It Ralph coming out soon. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you guys real soon. Bye!